Okay, so we have the 6-foot tall tomato plant. What I want to do is I want to show you, because this was the one we buried really deep, I want to show you how far down this root base goes. So I'm going to dig around the root so we can take a look at that. Okay, one interesting thing you can learn about my garden soil here is I've got really good soil from here to here. And then down here, that's where I've got the clay topsoil dirt. And every year I come in and I put 4 to 6 inches of manure on here, which I will do in a couple weeks as soon as my whole garden has been stripped and put in with the chickens. But that's what I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to penetrate that as deep as I possibly can go. So one other good thing is I have a lot of worms in here, and so they're going to be giving off a lot of worm castings, and that's also helping with the soil. And so I'm trying year after year, I try to make it better and better and better. Okay, so a lot of times people ask me, well, hey, I've got good dirt out back of my house, why do I need a raised bed? Well, this has been 4 years, and you can see how far I am of the soil that I actually like. Now with my tomatoes, I go 2 feet deep. So the soil that's around that plant is actually going to be really good soil, but the soil here, you can see for 2 years, I'm only 6 inches down of the soil that I want. So when you do a raised bed, you're creating the perfect growing environment from day one. I've been here 4 years and I'm just starting to feel like I'm getting it where I want it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and keep digging so we can take a look at this root base. Okay, so you can see I've got roots right here from the tomato plant, roots right here. I'll keep digging so we can get a good, better look at this. Okay, so I've just dug around the root mass here so that you can see the size of it. I only went down 15 to 16 inches, but you can see those roots are all over. That is a big, massive root mass. Now what that's from is we buried it deep, and they can grow roots out of all of their stems. And so the deeper we bury it, the more roots we're going to get. Okay, so what you're seeing here is those roots. So as I dig down, you can see those roots are growing out of the stem of the tomato plant. So we buried it deep, and what we got was a massive, massive root base. So look at all these roots that are coming out of that. And I still have, I've got the stem right there. See how deep? We're already 8 inches deep, and I've got more roots coming out of that stem. And then if I pull that out, look at that root. How many tomato plants do you know have a root that big? Now granted, I was actually pulling them away from the root here. There's even more fingers than that on that tomato plants, but look at that root. So most people only plant it to the surface level of the dirt when they get it from the store. And that right there is all original potting soil from the store, and that's where we would have planted it. Instead, we got an additional 12 inches of root mass. So this is the key. When you bury that tomato plant deep, you're going to get a bigger, healthier, more vibrant tomato plant that's going to produce 10 times as many tomatoes. So tip and trick, bury it deep.